Broadcasting from behind the Second Amendment Iron Curtain in the shadows of the New York City skyline, this is Gun for Hire Radio, the voice of 1 million New Jersey gun owners, with your hosts, Sandy Berardi and Master Firearms Trainer, Anthony Calandra.
And stand by. Live from the land that freedom forgot, the most listened to Second Amendment broadcast in the nation. Welcome to it.
The nation. Again, we're YouTubing this. I want to tell everybody, I asked for 100 YouTube followers so we can get a custom domain from YouTube after 30 days. We got 550 followers in 2 days, and we've had about 400 people look at our first YouTube, so there'll be plenty more to come. So thank you all. Find it, sign up for it, make sure you follow us, obviously Gun for Hire Radio. So we have a special guest in the studio today, John Jillard, who is the other half of the Cheeseman-Jillard case, or Jillard-Cheeseman case, for right to carry in New Jersey. And they have a GoFundMe page. I want to get it out there right away while we talk about it. I've been pitching this. ANJRPC donated $500. Gun for Hire, myself, donated $500. $10, $15, $20. I don't care what you can donate to this cause, but GoFundMe case, it's Restore-Carry-NJ on the GoFundMe page. John, welcome to our family. Welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, I can hear him now. Beautiful. So here's the deal. You're a military veteran.
Yes, Army vet.
So how's it feel now with the 15-round mag ban? You can't even carry 15 rounds. They discriminate against our veterans, too, who served our country honorably.
Yeah, that 15-round mag is like saying that the first 10 people shot in a crime is okay. You know what I mean? Because the 11th, 12th, and 13th round, that's when they have a problem.
But if it saves one life? If
it saves one life, then ban pools.
I like that.
More kids die in pools than they do from gunshots.
So for anybody new listening today, Jillard, Cheeseman, and with the backing of J Factor, the scribe for all things constitutionally acceptable and not acceptable for 2A in the country, actually. We're going to have him on a whole show with just Jay, as a matter of fact. So what happened? What brought you here? How did you end up with a lawsuit? Let the people outside of New Jersey understand what's going on here.
All right, well, if you're not familiar, in New Jersey, you have to have a good reason, justifiable reason, whatever they want to call it. You can use different terminology, but you have to have a reason to have your Second Amendment. No one needs a reason to go to church, but for some reason, for the second, you need to have a reason. And when I got out of the military, of course, I mean, I had a shotgun, a rifle in my closet at home, but never really thought about handguns or anything like that. But then there was an incident where the person who committed a crime toward me and my family, he was arrested, he was caught, he served 5 years or so in prison, got out. But during that process, while he was in jail, he made some threats. Basically that he was going to retaliate and blamed me for his crime. So that led me into wanting to defend myself and my kids. I have 4 of them. So that's when I started really getting into it. And I was like, I think I have a good enough reason.
Seems like a justifiable need to me. Death threats from an inmate in prison would be justifiable. Our listeners out there, would you agree?
Yeah. So during that process, I ended up going to a couple events. I met Mark. So he was informing me stuff that I didn't know, and it seems like a lot of people don't know.
Did you grow up in New Jersey?
Yeah, I'm born and raised here.
Okay.
Other than my time in the military, I lived here.
Okay.
But I was kind of a noob in a way of going for a handgun carry permit. So meeting Mark,
like most people are.
Yeah. So meeting Mark, and he informed me of some things, and I'm like, well, I believe, I have a good reason. My glass is half full. I use that terminology a lot. And then doing the whole process. Now, I had restraining orders. I have proof. I have witness statements. Thought it was a, slam dunk, really. But, so we end up going to court. Me and Mark, we went to the court the same day. So he went first. Of course, they denied him.
Of course.
And then it was my turn. Now, I went through a nice, when it was my turn to talk, I had a nice speech, laid out a lot of stuff, and then, of course, the prosecutor had to throw his 2 cents in. But the thing that really was mind-blowing, and Mark would say the same thing, is during his conversation, or his, I don't know what you want, discussion, his rebuttal to me, he says, if I was in his shoes, I would get a permit too. So he admitted
The prosecutor.
The prosecutor.
Okay. But you're not part of the political elites.
Yeah, I'm not an elite.
Yeah, you're part of the unwashed masses.
Right. So that right there, I put my everything into that statement that he said. I even said it to the judge, like, he said it. It's in my transcripts that he understands where I was coming from. He sympathizes where I'm coming from, and even as far as saying that if he was in my shoes, he would apply and get a permit too. But then tells the judge to deny me. So the judge, during his, ruling, in his 5-minute speech, I actually at one point thought he was going to give it to me. And then he went, but Governor Christie, with the serious threat that he had tried to change,
yes,
that some
Murphy
legislators
flipped back.
And Murphy flipped it. He goes that serious threat part didn't open the door wide enough for him to give me a permit, but then said you should appeal because a 3-judge panel might see differently.
So he denied you, but it advised you to appeal.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah. So we only had, I think it was 30 days to file an appeal. So me and Mark got together and said, let's do this together. So we both appealed. We kept the cases separate, but they are together because our arguments are basically identical, almost word for word. So we appealed. We sent all the paperwork in. Now we're pro se, but J Factor,
funding it themselves, no lawyers.
Yeah, J Factor, he's been working on this argument for a long time, and he jumped on with us, wrote an incredible brief.
Jay's not a lawyer, but he plays one in a gym.
Yeah, right.
The football factory.
Yeah. He did a lot of research. I mean, he read so many. Like, I don't know if there's anybody out there, even lawyers included, maybe even judges, that read through word for word the cases that Jay went through to really fine tune the argument. And me and Mark think that it was it's a great brief. I think it's winnable without a doubt. It's just a matter of how far these leftist judges are. But we submit. Now, being pro se, they're supposed to give you a lot of leeway
Correct.
on your brief.
You can screw up. Correct.
Yeah. So we send it in. Mark, I think, is about a week and a half behind mine. So I end up getting a letter back. Now, the crazy part is I don't even know if they read it, because timing, they would have had my brief less than 4 days. By the time I sent it in, got the receipt back from delivery, and by the time I got my letter back with they denied it. They denied accepting it. They gave me a letter full of 12 things that I need to fix, which included, like, my font size. Like,
unbelievable.
Like, I don't quote me on it, but it was like, say I wrote it on 14-point font, they wanted 12-point font. So just stuff like that. And Jay was, boom, he quickly fixed it, sent it back. Now, Mark gets his back, which is identical brief to mine, other than his name and some things about his particular case, but the argument itself is the same. He gets 11 things wrong with his. So, I mean, like, why does mine had 12 and he has 11? I don't know, but he quickly fixed his and sent it back. Now, flash forward now, this is, late August, and I found out that everything that I submitted has been accepted and has been marked for calendar. So they're just waiting for a date to set it on the calendar. It's been that way for a while. It's been accepted and waiting for a date for more than a month.
So a judge got to pick it up.
Yeah.
Could you imagine this? Judge Butthead is going to rule from the bench. John Jillard, I deny your permit to carry because your font size was wrong. That's how it works. When we come back, he's going to tell us more about this journey. Their GoFundMe page is restore-carry-nj.